Okay, this next series of videos that I'm going to be doing is all on Gran Turismo 5. Now, I did pick up the game early, and I want to go over as much as I can within, let's say, like an hour or so. I'll put up, I don't know, 4 videos of this. Now, bear with me, I'm filming this with my iPhone. I don't have like a big proper setup just because I didn't think I'd get this game today, and I want to kind of get as much information to you guys as I can while I can. So let's just autofocus that. So basically what I'm going to cover is the menu system and how the game differs from the previous one, Gran Turismo 4, and from Prologue as well. Basically what we're looking at here is the opening screen. If you own a car in your story mode, you will see it in this screen. As you can see, that's my Silvia. You start off with about $20,000 or credits, and there's only so many cars you can afford. Now, what I want you to notice quickly is the graphics on this car don't look that PlayStation 3-ish. They look almost like PlayStation 2. Now, the reason for that is there's certain types of cars in this game. There's like premium cars, there's special cars, there's whatever they're called. Now, most of the used vehicles, like the reason Gran Turismo has so many cars is most of them seem imported from Gran Turismo 4. Like, as you can see, this car doesn't have amazing detail on it. Let's try and focus in on that. There we go. Reason for that is a lot of the used cars, I mean, some of them you can't get a hold of today to remodel the interiors and everything. So certain cars like this one does not have an interior view. Now, more to what I was talking about, this is the main screen that you will see when playing the game. Second you turn it on, you have your GT mode, your arcade mode, your course maker, Gran Turismo TV, it hooks up to online. I don't know how well you can see this. Again, I do apologize. There's only so much I can do with a camera pointing at a TV. Then there's your manual, your options, and your save. So basically we're going to get into GT mode, which is the story mode, so to speak, for Gran Turismo. Some of the loading times when you first turn on the game will be quite long because the game installs as you play it. I haven't found the option to install it on its own, but I have read that someone's done it and it takes about 40 minutes. So if you can figure that out, make sure you have something to do to tie you over. Now basically this is the home screen, I guess you would call it. Let me just turn the camera a bit. See up there it says My Home. We'll start on this side. Over here is where your driver profile will be. Defaco 5. You can click on that, find your basic information. Here's what level you are and whatnot. We'll get more to that later. Here is GT Life. That doesn't do anything yet. I don't know if this game's going to be updated. Once again, I know you can't see this too well. I'm trying my best. This profile. Basically, this just tells you everything about your statistics. What licenses you have, how many trophies you've gotten, what your level progression is, game progression, wins, trophies earned, number of cars owned, credits, distance traveled, just miscellaneous. Let me just reiterate, like I said, I'm using my iPhone and it doesn't have a stand. I'm leaning it on something. So yeah, it just fell. Okay, back to what we were talking about. Here's community. That's not open yet. This feature is not available in this version because the game's not out yet. Let's see here. Items, garage, driver's list, photo album, replay theater, music library, and course list. Basically, items, I'm just finding this for now. Free car gift card, and color paint. I mean, I've only been playing this for under an hour, so basically all this is very new to me as well. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at GT Life, which is everything that goes on. Basically, when you start the game, you're given 20,000 credits, and you're told to go purchase a used vehicle, which is down here in the used car section, and then immediately you should get your licenses. Now, the licenses look the same as they always did. Basically, You have your 10 different types of... Let's turn that. Of criteria you need to do. The 400-meter stopping challenge, approaching a blind corner, blah, 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 blah. Basically, I just took the B license, and that got me into racing. We'll go ahead and take a look at how the used car dealership is set up. You know, whenever you look at it, if you remember in Gran Turismo 4, there was always, like, if you check periodically, there's always something special. Like, look right here, Fairlady Z Concept LM Race Car. They want 1 million credits for it. This is quite an old car, and it does, in fact, look like a port from Gran Turismo 4. Not very detailed. I mean, even from far away, I don't know how well you can tell on the camera, but just, you can't really see the interior too well. This is another reason on why there are so many cars in this game, just because a lot of them seem to be ports from Gran Turismo 4. So if you're expecting all 2,000 cars to be super high detail like they were in Gran Turismo Prologue, don't. I was a little bit disappointed when I first saw it too, but there's quite a few cars that are extremely detailed. And bear in mind, not all the cars are even in the game right now. So with updates that are coming later on, because like I said, this game doesn't come out for 4 days, so who knows, maybe on launch day they'll release a bunch of additional cars, but right now I only have so many. Back to what we were talking about, there's all types of different cars you can find. There's MX-3 Miata, Fairlady 2000, 1968, just a ton of different vehicles. I mean, in the used car market here, you never know what you're going to find. Scion XB, Subaru 360, 1958. Like, that's an old-ass car. And it's laid out in this order. You can change the view and you can run from cheapest to most expensive, just so it's much easier for you to shop. But it's pretty user-friendly. Here's an Altezza. This is kind of like the IS300 lookalike back in the day. But again, this is another port from... Actually, you know what? I'll make this even easier. See, you can see on the detail of the car that the doors are in line with the body almost. Just, it's not PlayStation 3 quality because it's a port. Let's reset this up. Refocus. There you go. So, that's a look at the used car market. There's always something different. Every time you do a race and you come back here, there's different cars. As you can see, all of them say just in, just in, just in. Meaning that I've never seen these cars before. So that's a good way to keep track of new cars. If you're scrolling through quickly, you see that just in next to them, you know, boom, that's something you haven't seen before, go check it out. Next, we'll take a look at GT Auto. Now, if you remember from Gran Turismo 4, you used to be able to change your oil periodically. You'd pick up a bit of horsepower, the car would perform better. You can change your tires here, and not so much the tires, but your wheel package. Well, it's all back. Here, you can wash your car too, just like in the original one. So let's give the car a wash. So as you can see, all the people working away, it's kind of a time-lapsed situation. Lots of soap on the car, here comes the water. Spinning around, nice and shiny. Just these little tiny details that make this game that much more, what's the word? Captivating, I guess. I don't know, you kind of... emotionally attached? I'm not sure, it's a racing game, you shouldn't be emotionally attached, but the fact that you can take your car in real life and go and wash it and make it nice and clean and change the oil, you get kind of a physical attachment to your vehicle, much like you can in the game. Here, oil change using high performance oil and filter. I already have good oil in it, as you can see from the side here. It's not black or anything. Sorry, there's only so much I can put in, so we don't need to change the oil, plus it's 250 credits. You can also personalize the car with body color of your choice. And now, how this works is every time you purchase a vehicle, you get that paint in your inventory. It's not like you can in Forza, where you can pick through the color wheel and get, you know, Priscillic paints and metallic paints, and it's all there already. You have to buy a car with that color equipped, and then you save that color. So I have another vehicle with sparkling silver metallic, and now I can change this car to that color. So it says. Sparkling silver metallic, paint your car this color. No, it's $2,000, so no thanks. But you get the idea. Now, let's go back. Now, here's another one. You can customize the color of your wheels by painting them, which was different. Here you can actually purchase wheels, but you can put wheels on a standard model car. Meaning, now there you go. Standard model is an imported version from Gran Turismo 4. I believe. Here you can purchase and install aero kits which generate downforce and whatnot. But this vehicle doesn't appear to have an aero kit. They are wings though. Much like in Gran Turismo 4. So certain cars have certain things 100% down the road. They're going to be updating all this information and adding probably support for the standard type vehicles, quote unquote, is what they call the imported Gran Turismo 4 vehicles. Here is another really cool thing that wasn't in Gran Turismo 4. This is the rebuild engine. So you can overhaul your motor and get all that performance back on high mileage cars like this used one with 86,000 kilometers. You spend $6,500 and you rebuild that motor, which I just did. Well, I haven't seen this before, so let's take a look. Chances are we're not going to get to see anything. Yeah, just noise. Now, by doing that, you've made this car almost like a brand new car. It's going to have all its horsepower back, because most used cars have less horsepower than the newer counterparts, just because of their age, just like on a real vehicle. So the fact that you can rebuild your engine and get all that horsepower back, and let's say your favorite car that's old, but you want it to perform better, you don't want to buy a new one, you'd rather use this Nissan Silvia, now you can get the most out of the car, much like you could in real life. So this is the GT Auto section. Here you can repair the body, chassis worn out from long hours of racing use to restore its rigidity, much like you could on Gran Turismo 4. Now, one of the different things on Gran Turismo 5 is that you can perform racing modifications to your car. I think you could do this in Gran Turismo 2. I'm not too sure. But basically it overhauls the car, kind of like the Works choice in Need for Speed Shift. But I cannot do it to this vehicle because it's just not one of those cars that you can do it to. Much like in Need for Speed Shift, there were certain vehicles that you could do things to and certain vehicles that you couldn't. So, to keep within the 15 minutes time frame constraint here, I'll probably be editing out loading screens. But let's quickly go to photo travel. You cannot take photos of a standard model car. Again, only a premium model car, like a fully detailed Gran Turismo 5 modeled car. This is very disappointing in the sense that I have a lot of favorite cars that are old. One of my favorite cars is an 03 Lexus GS series. And I'm only going to get it in the used section. And I guarantee you, after seeing this, that it's going to be an imported Gran Turismo 4 car. And I'm not going to have that detailed interior view. I'm not going to be able to take photos of the car and import them to my iPhone or my PSP and put them on my computer and use them as a background. That it probably is the only thing that disappoints me about this game. The fact that a lot of the cars are imported. A lot of the older cars anyways. Like I said, who knows, down the road they may introduce a patch which updates all the polygons on the older vehicles, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it.